on to all of the Aquarius out there. So please make sure to get my book. It's on Amazon. The link to that is in the description box below. That's all homegrown right there, self-published from me personally. So also too, please make sure to shop, okay, at the Teespring store or the merchandise store. The choices to all of my clothing, right, mugs, hoodies, t-shirts are actually down below, right under the video. And I just want to say thank you all the zodiac signs, you Aquarius, sorry about that, y'all are seeing it. Y'all are seeing, you know, what someone looks like when they went from having a little bit of control of certain things to now taking matters into their own hands, taking responsibility and accountability for themselves. And it's actually, you know, pulling themselves out of the torture, you know what I mean? And actually doing things for themselves. And I'll say that it's a great feeling because at least I have control, you know. Also, too, if this reading is for you, because I talk about love here on this channel, right? And you want to get a personalized reading about love or business or anything else, there is a time and a place for that. I do love readings here on this channel, right? Only love readings. But if this reading resonated with you and you want to talk about love, I have you can check my website. The link to that is in the description box below. Also, I have a $35 one for 15 minutes. We only talk about love with the 15 minutes and the $35. But if you want to talk about that, but you want to have longer time, I suggest purchasing the 30-minute one, the 45-minute one, or the hour. And when you purchase the 30-minute, the 45-minute, or the hour, we can talk about whatever topic you want, whether it's business, whether it's love, whether it's personal health, regardless of whatever it is that you want to talk about. So let's get into it. So for the Aquarius, what we have here is the Queen of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Justice, the Star, the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Knight of Wands, right? The Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Devil, and last but not least, we have the King of Wands. Okay, very interesting group of tarot cards to show up this time around. So for Aquarius, you definitely did get a lot of air-influenced cards, okay? The Queen of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, a lot of threes, a lot of, you know, you have the Three of Swords in this reading, a lot of threes, a lot of triple actions, a lot of things coming in threes, and a lot of that actually. And the reason why is because, yeah, a lot of that. The reason why this is coming in threes for you, Aquarius, is that you, Aquarius, need to do the, you, Aquarius, basically need to understand what it's like to go from being downtrodden in relationships and having a difficult time being in relationships to being being empowered and knowing what it's like to be with a significant other that works for you in a way where you actually feel free while you're in the relationship. The Queen of Swords is about the problems that a lot of you Aquarius may have had getting yourselves into a relationship because you don't want it to be a situation where you get with them and these people don't respect your freedom. You don't want that. The Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, let me show it to you again. And it's about how you were very skeptical of the people who you were meeting. The Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles represents, but however, it's time now for you, Aquarius, to now start, because you Aquarius want to be in a relationship. But this is now time for you, Aquarius or Aquarians, to start evolving and actually start taking chances in that way. If you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to understand that certain things are going to be consistent and that you're looking at relationships completely wrong, Aquarius. That you can be free while you're in a relationship. It's just a matter of your own perspective and how you look at it. Obviously, as long as, and this is where the justice comes into play. The justice comes into play because it's a representation of as long as the foundation of which is Libra, right? As long as the foundation of the relationship is set up correctly, where there's a foundation of the things that is right to implement or has been implemented that actually do you justice to where you don't feel smothered in the relationship, then the relationship can work. But what happens to you is, because you're ruled by the 11th house, or I should say not ruled, but you rule the 11th house. The 11th house rules hidden enemies. The 6th house, which is what Virgo rules or Virgo is in, represents known enemies, open enemies. The 11th house ruling hidden enemies, it means it could be your family, it could be your friends, it could be, you know, the romantic partners. And part of the reason why you, Aquarius, have had so many problems with past significant others is because there was no strong foundation as to who you are and what you wanted from them. And if these people really were willing to meet you halfway, give you what you say you want, and the two of you actually organically get along with each other. Well, the justice is that this is the things, or the principles, because that's what the justice represents. This is what the principles, because whenever it is that you see the justice card, right? Because I don't read upside down, but whenever it is that you see the justice card represents things being placed the way that they should have been. It's just that it took time for things to work out that way, because you needed to see what you needed to see and experience. So that's my cat. So the justice is about how you needed to understand why you had so many hidden enemies, why people would abandon you, why you would get yourself into so much conflict with so-called perceived friends. And the reason why is because you consider everyone as some sort of person that's close to you. And you, Aquarius, see Capricorn, which is before Aquarius, Capricorn represents distinctions. What is a distinction? A distinction is a line of definition. And Capricorn comes before Aquarius. So Capricorn is about what? Boundaries. That's another name for a distinction. So part of the reason why there's a lot of you Aquarius or Aquarians or Aquarii had a problem with fake friends and stuff like this, fake lovers, right? Stuff like that. Or loved ones, romantic loved ones in that sense, is because you didn't create a boundary. You never set a foundation with them correctly from day one. And now you Aquarius are starting to learn how to do that correctly, where it doesn't run people off because it's not too strict. Well, at the same time, you get to sit back and see if the person is going to disrespect your boundaries. And if you do, you leave him. And this is where you get the Star card, which represents Aquarius. Because the Star card is now about how you understand that things don't have to be so dramatic, right? Right? The air signs are very dramatic, acting as if they're not. The mere fact that you got to go through the crazy extremes that you do means that you are dramatic. Don't worry about it. We all are in our certain in our own certain ways. Don't trip. You know what I'm saying? And as a result of this, you Aquarius, like I said, you Aquarius is starting to create that healthy boundaries. And the things that the Ten of Pentacles is, that's actually going to help you get more people on board with who you are and what you're doing. Meaning what? Meaning that not only if you're single and you're mingling, you're going to get a lot more respect from the people whom you're dating, whom you're hanging out with. Just in general, whether it's your friends, but since we're talking about love here, especially when it comes to your romantic relations. Because those people know if they play like they're idiots, you Aquarius, you're going to be out. You're not even going to tolerate that. You Aquarius is going to be like, yeah, I got to get out of here. So the Knight of Wands and the Three of Swords represents a lot. You're going to find out very fast that if you Aquarius are dating, if y'all are kicking it, if y'all are talking to somebody, you're going to see how really fast that a lot of you Aquarians are running through people when it comes to the screening process of when you're getting to know somebody, when you start asking the real questions, right? And it's going to become normal to you as how many people you're kind of brushing off of your shoulders, right? Because come on now, my love, go on now. But the reason why is because you're going to be able to see the lack of consistency, right? You're going to be able to see it. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to see it. It's going to be too much. The lack of consistency is too much. They will have made themselves a hypocrite, and you will be able to see it because they're trying to imply like they're always going to do this and they're going to do that and they can do this, but you're going to be able to see through a lot of the things that they say and they do that doesn't make any sense. And then you have the Devil and the King of Wands. The Devil card is a representation, right? The Devil card and the King of Wands is a representation about how to be quite honest with you, Aquarians, a lot of you Aquarius are just gonna really, a lot of you Aquarius, I'll say this, right? Just to kind of put it bluntly, don't be surprised if a lot of you Aquarius stop dating so many people. And the reason why I'm saying that is because your Aquarius will become so good at knowing what you want and what you don't want. And if someone is BSing, if someone is lying, you're going to basically be able to kind of cut through a lot of people's BS faster. And you're going to be able to immediately, if not immediately, very soon after meeting them, know, oh, this person is full of it. So for you, it's going to be like very fast. Like me, because I have Aquarius in my chart in the 11th house, Saturn in Aquarius in the 11th house. The interaction process between me and other people who I'm trying to kick it with in that sense is so fast now because I'm able to tell if someone is BSing. No lie, it really is only like 24 hours. The process becomes 24 hours because now they start wilding out. They start, you know what I mean, start acting funny style. You know what I mean? 24 hours. Now they start moving a certain kind of way, right? They start showing me, so to speak, their underbelly, right? You know, they start showing me things about themselves that are not very honorable, not very respectable, not very redeeming. A lot of these dysfunctions that they have that are red flags. And then now it's like, I got to get out of here, right? So That's the way that it is for you. The more impeccable, the more perfect, the more you self-actualize, is the more you're going to understand that a lot of people who aren't even trying to self-actualize and do better, they will make their way to you. But I'm telling you from personal experience, Aquarius, they're not going to last long at all. Trust me. So let's clarify the let's clarify the star card, which is Aquarius. So you have the Six of Swords, you have the Five of Wands, and last but not least, you have the Three of Swords. Right. So the Six of Swords is the ships that are coming in, the type of relationship offers, the type of people whom you are meeting. You're going to understand that you are better than them based upon the values, the inner values that they have. They don't really have inner values that work for them, that really work in the long run. And the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands and the Three of Swords is a representation of, you just see them as really broken-hearted, dysfunctional people who can't, or who have problems being in relationships because they are dysfunctional, and they're trying to spread that dysfunction to you. Let's clarify the King of Wands, and let's get out of here. You have the Knight of Cups, the Five of Swords, and last but not least, you have the Nine of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups is about how the King of Wands is these people I should say, to be more accurate, how you are getting rid of, you're staying away from people who are full of the BS. And the Knight of Cups is the types of people who are going to interact with you, who can stay, who are going to be able to tolerate your high level of existence now, right? Because partially too, why it is that a lot of people will run away from you and act goofy with you, so to speak, right, for lack of a better term, is because they energetically can't keep up with you. So the Knight of Cups is the only types of people are going to be able to hang out with you are strong-willed people who have values from now on, quantumly. So the Five of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, right, is about how, other than that, if they're weak-willed, if they are downtrodden, it's not going to last. And the Nine of Pentacles represents, and this really makes things interesting, because what's going to happen when you have strong people around you who have values and who have something called honor and integrity? What is that going to look like, right? The whole crew is going to get strong, right? You and them is going to get strong, right? Not to mention all the friends that you'll make, but especially when it comes to the area of love, you and meeting someone else, the way that the two of you are going to be is going to be two strong people who know how to work together as well as apart as an individual. So it'll be a force to be reckoned with. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.